For the last 4 years, we have watched conservative content creators make videos every day talking about how much they hate Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, while still talking about Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. For the last 4 years, it has been a nonstop barrage of videos expressing their hatred towards all of these liberal figures: Biden, Kamala, Hillary, Barack, Michelle. So imagine my surprise when I run across this video.
Okay, hey guys, happy Sunday. All right, Democrats, I want you to kind of come to the front and listen to me really quick, okay? I know you don't want to do it, but just listen for a second. You guys are very angry that Donald Trump is the president. You are very angry that over 77 million people of all race, of all religions, of all sexual preferences voted for Donald Trump in this last election. You're very upset about that. We clearly see it all over this app. Now, midterms coming up, and when the next presidency comes around, do you think the behavior of making videos every day, obsessing about your hatred of Donald Trump, screaming about anything and everything that he does, calling people that supported him a cult or stupid or all of the names that you guys call us, right? Do you think that that type of behavior is going to get people to come back to your side? That's my question. Do you think that jumping into our comment sections and screaming at us and calling us a bunch of names and insulting us is going to get us to listen to what you want to say? Is it going to get us to actually think about ever voting Democrat again? Do you think it's actually helping you or hurting your chances? Okay? Because here's the thing, guys. I was a Democrat, and there are still old school Democrat things that I agree with. This is a party that walked away from me a long time ago. They no longer support the things that the old school Democrat Party that I was part of support anymore, okay? They have let activism and ideology take over the party, and it has been a downward spiral ever since. Right now, your party is sitting at a 16 to 17% approval rating, okay? All right? You have no leadership whatsoever. Your homegirl Kamala couldn't even name one person that's leading the Democrat Party on her late night talk show the other day, while she's writing a book about her accomplishments. Anyway, so do you think this behavior is going to get people that maybe once voted like you do or want us to vote back to your side? Do you think being mad and triggered about something every single week, screaming racism and sexism and homophobic and transphobic and anti-women and we hate men, do you think that any of those things that you guys are screaming about the internet is ever going to get us to come back to your side? Because I would think that you guys would want that, right? You should want that. You should want to try to get people that were somewhat either independent that voted red or people that were former Democrats that voted red. You would want us to come back to your side to support a candidate that hopefully this time you get to pick and not picked for you like the last one was. So do you think that this behavior is going to get us to maybe listen to what you have to say or support the same things that you want us to support? Because I got news for you, it's not working, okay? It's not working. All you're doing with this behavior is pushing people that maybe even still were independent or maybe moderate further and further to the right. There is a reason that your party is sitting at the percentage rate that it is, because the bulk of America is kind of done with the bullshit. And I keep saying that, but you don't, it's not registering in the head. It's not registering.
Yeah, we don't want you back. If you're willing to go from, and we have to take your word for it because you say that you were a Democrat. I find it hard to believe that you were a Democrat, but let's just assume you were a Democrat. If you're willing to go from being a Democrat to supporting fascism, then we don't want you back. At least I don't. If you're willing to go from being a Democrat to supporting Gestapo ICE patrols rounding up people on the street and illegally deporting them, sometimes to countries they've never been to, without due process, then fuck you. Stay where you're at. I don't want you back in the 10th at all, ever. If you're okay going from a Democrat to somebody who supports a party that literally took your fucking rights away from you, then you can stay right where the fuck you are. I don't want your vote back. I also don't think that you speak for independence. You sure as hell don't speak for the folks on the left that protest voted. So no, I don't give a shit if you like what we have to say or don't like what we have to say. I find it ironic that you're complaining about what your party has done for the last 4 years. Bitched nonstop about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Anthony Fauci and pick a fucking name and insert here. The irony dripping off that video cannot be fucking measured.